Now, for the month of September, many of you will know that the sales of the Nio best-selling model, which is the ES6, fell to 6,471, which ever since the March, we had never seen this model delivering vehicles this low. Now, the biggest question to the new investors is, what might be the case, right? Well, I'm starting to see something, and I think right now I'm almost concluding to say that Onvo L60 might be stealing some of the orders, some of the deliveries, some of the potential customers of the ES6, because one thing that we read about Onvo's recent orders, Onvo recent delivery, majority of the people that are buying the Onvo L60 or placing their orders are the Tesla Model 3 owners, whilst 30% are the owners of German luxury brands like your BMW, Mercedes, Audi. This means that we are seeing the clients, the customers, the consumers who would usually go buy your Mercedes, BMW, and Audi buying an Onvo L60. And these guys, Mercedes, BMW, Audi, they are losing their EV market share to Nio, right? Even their gas market share, some of them in some of the cities, we are seeing Nio stealing the market share or dominating in terms of the market share. But one thing that I think as new investors we need to agree upon is that I think the ES6 might be facing the same thing of people who would usually go buy the ES6 going now and buying Onvo L60, because let's face it, in terms of technology, Onvo L60 right now, it has got a pretty good decent technology, latest technology, whereas the ES6, I mean, let's face it, the technology is still a bit outdated, because even on the Nio's platform, and Onvo L60 is using Nio's NT 3.0 platform, whilst the Nio ES6 is still using the NT 2.0 platform, right? So with this, part of the reason why we saw the deliveries of the ES6 dropping below 7,000 for the ES6 might be some of the potential clients of Nio ES6 are going for the Onvo L60, which for Nio, I'm not complaining. This is not bad at all, because at the end of the day, the revenue still comes back to Nio, right? If whether the Chinese customers or consumers are buying Nio, are not buying Nio ES6 but buying Onvo, at the end of the day, these revenues are all coming back to Nio, right? Which is not a train smash, but I think we can all safely agree that this might be happening also in Nio, because the fact that it's happening on the German luxury brands, I mean, who would have thought that Onvo it will compete with Mercedes, BMW, and Audi, because its primary target for the Onvo L60 was the Tesla Model Y. Now we are seeing the Tesla Model 3 also considering coming to this Onvo L60 and not going for the Tesla Model 3 or not going for the latest Tesla cars. They are coming for the Onvo L60 because they see that this one is much more different. It has got more technology. It is much more cheaper, and to put the cherry on top, it supports battery swapping station, which is why they are coming to this Onvo L60. Mercedes, BMW, Audi are also seeing some loss due to this, which that is why I'm also thinking that the ES6, part of the reason why we saw ES6 sales dropping like what we saw is because of the Onvo L60, which, like I said, for Nio, it's not a train smash at all. It's just that gross margins, because of gross margins of the Onvo L60 not being that much as yet. I mean, knowing that still with this, Nio still managed to scope or increase their gross margins in October by around 100 million yen or $14 million. I think it's a pretty good thing, because another reason over and above this that I'm telling you, the Nio CEO said part of the reason why we are seeing Onvo, why we saw Nio delivering low deliveries, is because they cut on the incentives, or some of the incentives which they were giving out there, which is something that is just, of course, bullish to know that Nio, on the other hand, is making sure that they get gross margins for now, as these other sub-brands, or as Nio sub-brands, are making sure that they go for quantities, as many as possible, which is something that is pretty exciting. And you will know that once Onvo gets to 20,000 monthly deliveries, gross margins are expected to be around 15%, which will be so good, so incredible to see Onvo hitting to that point. With Firefly, it's going to be worse because the gross margins there, so many of the people still think that the gross margins might be lower, but I tend to differ on that because Onvo, quite a number of things will be coming in-house from Nio, which, like the operating system, there is a rumor saying that Firefly might be using the SkyOS operating system, which that will also help in gross improvements or gross margin improvements, which is why the new CEO said even with the tariff increase, Firefly will still do very well in Europe, which now it makes sense. It's because most of the things are on that car, they are developed in-house, which is good, which is massive, which is bullish, and it just makes me want to think the kind of deliveries, the kind of orders we are going to see, and the kind of gross margins we are going to see coming from Firefly. I think we should most definitely brace ourselves for what is coming there, because if the new CEO came and said even with the tariff increase Firefly can still compete in Europe, this just tells you that boy, we need to brace ourselves, because gross margins for the Firefly might even be better than the gross margins for the Onvo L60. We need to check that, or we need to brace ourselves for that. Otherwise, with all that, just thought I'd just give you this quick update. Tell me what you think about this. I think in as much as yes, the ES6 is losing deliveries, which might be the fact that incentives are cut, yes, and losing some of their people or potential customers to the Onvo L60, the revenue still comes back to Nio, which is not a train smash at all. I think it's important I stress this, because it's not a train smash at all, seeing some of the users going to buy the Onvo L60. And some of the Nio users going to buy Onvo L60 is not a train smash at all. It is a good thing, because not only is Onvo bringing a massive change or causing some disruption in the fast growing EV space onto mass market brands, but even luxury brands are facing a massive hit due to this brand Onvo L60 or model Onvo L60, which is massive, which is bullish. In the previous video we're talking about the crowds, or the large crowds we are seeing there in Guangdong Auto Show, which is something that shows you the potential that lies within this Onvo L60, which is massive, which is bullish, and I look forward to the future. Otherwise, with all that, just thought I'd just give you this quick update. Tell me what you think about this. Don't forget to hit that like button, comment and subscribe, and once you subscribe, don't forget to hit or click that notification bell so that at least you get notified by YouTube every time I drop a new content. Blue sky is coming, long term will win. That's all from me, and God bless you all.